In 2014, Durbin launched Sendwave, an app helping African migrants in the US send money cheaply back home. And in 2016, Durbin and Quirk bring the idea of bringing the application to Africa to make it easy for Africans to send and receive money with small charges. And with that idea, the application have able to have over 10 million users. And these people have able to make the company with over 10 billion US dollars. But how did this story started? How did Wave build their empire, and how much have they able to make since they built the Wave empire? And who is the man behind the Wave's successful idea? The story of Wave began with two young American entrepreneurs, Durbin and Lincoln Quirk. Both had background in tech startup, but they share a much bigger mission to bring financial inclusion places where traditional banking simply doesn't reach. And in 2014, Durbin first launched Sendwave, an app helping African migrants in the US send money cheaply back home. But by 2016, he and Quirk set their sight on Africa itself. They saw a continent where over half the population had no bank account, yet almost everyone carried a mobile phone. They asked a simple but powerful question: what if sending and receiving money could be easy and as cheap as sending a text message? And so in 2018, they launched Wave Mobile Money in Senegal with a bold mission to make Africa the world's first cashless continent. Like many fast-growing startups, Wave did something unusual. It refused to give up control to big investors. Instead of selling shares to raise money, Wave chose a different path: debt financing. That means loan, not equity. And because of that, ownership still rests firmly in the hand of its founders, Durbin and Lincoln Quirk. They built a unicorn without giving away the company, a rare move in fintech, and one that allowed them to keep their original version intact. But before we are continuing the video, if you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe and like the video. Of course, building a financial empire requires capital. In 2021, Wave shocked the industry when it raised a record-breaking of 200 million US dollars series round. It was Africa's largest ever series, backed by big names like Stripe, Seguia Heritage, and Founders Funds. This investment gave Wave a staggering 1.7 billion valuation, making it one of Africa's few fintech unicorns. But Wave didn't stop there. In 2022, it secured a 90 million euro loan paycheck from the IFC and other development finance institutions like Fintech and Norfund. Then in 2025, it raised another 137 million US dollars in debt financing led by Rand Merchant Bank. Notice the trend: Wave constantly choose debt over equity. Wave's model is simple, and that is why it works. Imagine depositing for free, withdrawal for free, bill payment free, transaction just a flat 1% fee. Thus it is. No hidden charge, no complicated rules. This low-cost model has been revolutionary, especially compared to traditional mobile money operators who charge higher fees. So how much does Wave actually make? Estimates show Wave generate between 40 million US dollars to 200 million annually. That's about 3 million to 70 million every single month. Not bad for a company that started just few years ago in Dakar. So far, more than 20 million people use Wave. Why? Because it solves a real problem. In countries where banks are rare and ATM are unreliable, Wave provides a secure, simple, and cheap alternative. It has become especially powerful in rural areas where access to cash and financial service was once impossible. And yet, Wave isn't just about sending money, it is about trust. Users know exactly what they will be charged. Agents know they will be paid fairly, and communities know they can rely on Wave. This trust has helped Wave compete directly with giants like Orange Money and MTN Mobile Money, companies that once seemed untouchable. But distribution doesn't come without challenges. Wave has faced regulatory hurdles in nearly every country it enters. The national telecom lobby against it. Regulators tighten rules and bank question its growth. Competition in face giants like MTN, Orange, and Airtel still dominate large market. And yet, Wave has proven it can adapt by keeping costs low, by raising strategic funding, and by focusing relentless on the customer experience. It has carved out a loyal following. Looking ahead, the company is ambitious, remain bold to expand further across Africa and eventually build the infrastructure for a truly cashless economy. Wave Mobile Money is more than just an app. It is proof that innovation doesn't always come from the biggest companies. Sometimes it comes from a small startup with a simple idea. Make money move as easy as sending a text. In just a few years, Wave has grown from an idea in Dakar to a fintech unicorn, spanning 8 countries. It has brought digital finance to over 20 million people and saved communities billions in transaction fees. The question now is simple. Will Wave succeed in making Africa the first cashless continent? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, the fintech revolution in Africa is just beginning.